Please welcome AtlanticLIVE President Margaret Lowe.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Great. I can hear you too. Good. It's wonderful to see such a packed house. Thank you all so much for coming. As our voice of God told you, I am Margaret Lowe. I'm president of AtlanticLIVE, the events division of The Atlantic, where we see our purpose as grappling with some of the most consequential issues of our time. And so here we are today, our second annual LGBTQ summit, Unfinished Business. Last year was the year that the Supreme Court ruled that same-sex couples be allowed to marry where they live. It was a transformational moment in the culture and the country. And I opened our first summit and asked the question, what comes after the right to marry? Is it the cresting political issue of transgender rights? And in many ways, that did seem to be the story of 2016. Among the issues that captured our attention, the question of which public bathroom transgender people can use, an issue that came to a head, as we all know, in North Carolina, when there was a law that would have restricted the choice. And then President Obama ordered school districts to allow students to use the bathroom that aligns with their gender identity rather than their biological sex. Now the matter will go all the way to the Supreme Court. A little later this afternoon, we'll meet the young man whose story is at the center of the case. He is just one part of today's powerful lineup as we try to distill some of the most significant issues in the LGBTQ space. And admittedly, we won't get to them all. And perhaps today is a different conversation than we might have expected a little over a week ago, before the country elected Donald Trump to be our next president. We can't yet know exactly what policies will be enacted with Trump in the White House and a new Congress, but here's what we do know. The Republican Party platform says that the government should recognize marriage as the union of one man and one woman and urges the reversal of the Supreme Court's redefinition of marriage. On 60 Minutes this past Sunday, correspondent Leslie Stahl asked the president-elect, "Do you support marriage equality?" And he said, "It's done. These cases have gone to the Supreme Court, they've been settled." And he went on, "I'm fine with that." At the same time, Donald Trump has vowed in his plan for the first 100 days to cancel, as he says, every unconstitutional executive action, memorandum, and order issued by President Obama. In doing so, he would erase key protections for LGBTQ people. And Donald Trump's Vice President Mike Pence has a long record of opposing gay rights. So today's summit does feel well-timed, and no matter what your views, there is indeed unfinished business. There is no question that last week's election will inform our conversation here today. And it's important to say that this gathering would not have been possible without the generous support of our underwriters. I do want to thank the American Federation of Teachers, Gilead Sciences, and TD Bank. We are so grateful for your support. And now on to the mundane and the practical. Please silence your cell phones, don't put them away. We'd love you to join the conversation on Twitter at Atlantic_Live. You should use the hashtag AtlanticLGBTQ. We also want you to be part of the conversation in the room. We'll take your questions after each session. And now we shall roll.